Hi guys, so I'm going to show you an example of one of the reading choice board activities for this week. So for the activity I picked, I read the book Llama, Llama and the Bully Goat, and I chose to write about the problem and the solution in the story. So this story is about Llama Llama. He's going to school and there's another kid at school who's not being very nice. So before I start writing, I want to make sure that I look back in the book so I can prove that that's the problem, because I want to make sure when I put all my details in that I have proof from the story. So if I look back, I can see on this page here that Gilroy, he's kicking sand on people, he's pushing people down, he's just not being nice at all to his friends. So that is how I can make sure that I'm right about the problem. I made sure I looked back and found proof in the story. So when I start writing, the first thing I need to do is make sure that I start with a complete sentence. So I went ahead and started my answer. So we're gonna go through it together so you can see all the parts that you need to have in your work and make sure that you have everything in it, okay? So when I first started, my sentence starter is going to be the problem in this story is. So I'm going to go ahead and underline that part, the problem in this story is, to make sure that I have my sentence starter there for me. So we decided that the problem in this story was that Gilroy was being mean to everyone in his class. So I went ahead and underlined that part in blue. So far I have my sentence starter, the problem in this story is. And then in blue, I went ahead and told the problem that Gilroy is being mean to everyone in his class. Now, I also want to make sure that I give some details from the story to prove to my reader that I'm right, okay? So when I looked back in the book, I found some examples of how he was being mean to other people. I said he calls them names, kicks sand on Llama, and pushes people down. So that is my proof. I'm going to go ahead and underline that part in green. Now I can tell about the solution in the story. So again, I want to make sure that I start with a complete sentence. So I'm going to look back how I did my problem. I said the problem in this story is. So I can use the same type of sentence starter to start discussing the solution. So as I move my paper down, let's see here. I have the solution is, so I went ahead, I had my sentence starter there. The solution is, now when I looked back in the book, I am able to find that the solution, let's see, is when Llama walks away and tells someone, and Gilroy spends some time in timeout. And then when he comes back to play, they have so much more fun. So that's our solution for this story. So let's look back at our paper here. Oop. Okay, I have the solution is when Llama tells him to stop it and tells his teacher. So if we go back and underline our parts, so far I should have my sentence starter and my answer. So I should have my red and blue parts. Let's make sure. Okay, so I had everything I needed so far. I underlined in red my sentence starter, the solution is, and I underlined my answer, what the solution was, in blue, when Llama tells him to stop it and tells his teacher. Now, one other thing I need to make sure that I do is include a detail from the story. So that's going to be my last sentence here. Gilroy sits in timeout, and when he comes to play again, he is nice. Now, I've got all my parts of the story. I'm going to go ahead and underline my last example in green just to be sure I have all the different parts. Okay, so I have all the different parts of my answer. Now let's go through and read it one more time just to be sure we have everything. The problem in this story is that Gilroy is being mean to everyone in his class. He calls them names, kicks sand on Llama, and pushes people down. The solution is when Llama tells him to stop it and tells his teacher. Gilroy sits in timeout, and when he comes to play again, he is nice. Now, before I'm totally finished, one more thing I want to check and make sure is that I have capital letters at the beginning of my sentences. I have periods at the end, and I used my best handwriting. So before you submit your work, make sure you go back through and check for all of those things. I can't wait to see what you guys do on your choice board. Remember, you can do 5 activities this week, and make sure you submit them on Seesaw so that your teacher can see what you've been doing. We miss you, and we're so excited to see what you guys have been learning. Bye.